Okay, so this is part 4. Everything gets back together. It's looking nice, looking good. I love it. But strange thing happened with one of these channels. One of these mono channels dedicated with high impedance guitar input. You see these two guys down here also have a sensibility switch, almost like this one, which is perfect, I may say. So one of these channels is doing a really high noise, that kind of, how you call it, that kind of hum, mains hum, 50 Hertz in Europe. Of course, we have to dismantle again and see what's happening. I suspect a ground connection or anything related to that. Let's see what's happening. You see, a guitar dedicated channel. We have a 75 ohms resistor down here, which is supposed to do a connection between the ground and a fake ground. And what was interesting, I had a really big hum. 50 Hertz, that's the resistor, which is absolutely okay. Here is fine. Here is fine, but nothing from here to the ground. I got 75 here, 75 here, but from here to the XLR ground, or let's call it the general ground, nothing. We should have 75. That's very crazy. Here is the ground. Very interesting. I'm gonna have this XLR straight to the ground with a piece of wire. Let me check over here. Here we have the ground. Yeah, it's going straight to the ground. From this ground to the XLR ground, 75. Okay, that's it. There is a connection to the ground somewhere, probably through the connector itself, which provides ground, but something is missing. Let me have my headphones. Same story. Can't believe it. Something wrong with the connector? Don't think so. Okay. Let me check the schematic. 14, 16. And we have a resistor. This one down to the ground. Let me check that. 0 ohms, this one. Good. Yeah, everything looks fine here. Let me check the capacitors. So we should have 2 capacitors, these 2 guys, assuring 47 and 25 volts. Well, people, it's solved. So here was the problem. This one should go to the ground. Obviously it was a kind of oxidation there, and it was not controlling, or in fact grounding, the input. So this is the female connector, 6.3 millimeters, and it's easy to understand. We have here 2 blades, in fact, doing a kind of touching each other, you know, it's a short if we take it that way. And let's say the upper blade, this one here, it's the hot. Okay, down here we have the ground. In the moment when the jack is in, then the upper blade, it's touching the tip and effectively jumping or releasing the contact somehow, and we got signal to the preamp input, to the transistor or whatever. When it's switched out, then the blade is falling because it's elastic and turns the hot point to the ground, the input to the ground. I have to show you this because it's such a crazy phenomenon, you know. I was searching for 2 hours and I couldn't find it until it crosses in my mind that the input should go to the ground when the jack is out from the input. So let's say this is the jack, the female one. All right. So we have this contact up here going to hot, and the contact down here going to ground, and the other ones to the ground. In my case it was a stereo one with a second ring connected to the ground. Doesn't matter. Well, when the jack is out, obviously these guys are connecting, and that brings the hot to the ground, and it's muted, no signal, nothing. In the moment when the jack, let's say it's in, it's getting in, it's pushing the blade up, doesn't touch the ground blade because they are looking like this from the, you know, from the top. This is the ground. It's a very short one, and even if the jack is in, it's not touching this one. It's touching only the hot blade, something. Okay, this one can go like this, but if we take a look from inside, it's something like this. So this is the, let's call it the signal hot blade, and this is the ground blade. Okay, and of course both of them are going to the board. It's easy to understand. When the jack is in, of course we have this gap here, so no contact, it's infinite. But when the jack is out, then this blade, because it's elastic, is going down, and of course we have this contact with short to zero. Crazy. The problem with my board was in this area we're supposed to have a really nice, good contact. It was an oxidation. After cleaning it and redo this angle here, because I pushed the blade out a bit, redo the angle, now it's touching firmly and it's zero. So the input is shorted, no more noise. Okay, now everything is fine, even with maximum gain, maximum volume. You see, this 3.6 jack should go down here and have a, if I'm taking it up, it's already starting doing, you see, because this is the hot, and when it's not in use, it's connecting to ground in this point. It wasn't. The jack was in the air. Man, this is crazy. So that's why the input effectively in the air. Now it's done, it's solved. Now I'm recording through the mixer into my sound card the analogic way, you know, the classic. The output is from the headphones because I don't have yet an adapter XLR to jack. But anyway, the point is that you see, this is the input for the microphones, which, by the way, let me take the microphone out. It's damn quiet. This is maximum gain, recording up there. It's maximum gain, and it's normal. The hiss, it's normal. At this amplification, it's absolutely okay. The mixer, it's working as it should. Yes, guys, this is the end of Allen&Heath ZED10FX saga, I may say. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, push the like button. Like always, thanks to my sponsors. Till the next one, wish you well and have fun. Don't forget that. Bye bye.